Hey, what's going on, guys? Puddle J back at it again. This time I'm talking about a serious topic. Hypixel needs to Nintendo Switch their whole crap up. They need to change the server drastically. They need to implement some serious fixes, or else all the PvP game modes and the server will be ruined for all the players. This might sound a pretty dramatic statement, but I'm telling you guys, apart from Skyblock, the other servers are all screwed. As of making this video, Hypixel's server consists of these problems. They have a massive cheater problem with the anti-cheat and watchdog being virtually useless. Like, it doesn't ban anyone, it doesn't catch anyone, and if it does catch even the most blatant cheaters like bee-hoppers, it can take hours or days to catch a bee-hopper. 3 out of the 4 game modes I play regularly all have game-breaking bugs in them, and almost all the games have in-game glitches that have never been fixed. Or when they do try to fix those glitches, they create more glitches. Hypixel has to do something, guys, because it's impossible to play a session without encountering at least one, if not multiple of these issues, and it does ruin your time spent on the server. I'm really stunned by the fact that they're having so many problems, because no other game that is as popular or receives as much money or funding from their players allows the game to get to such a bad state. I know that Skyblock is doing well. Skyblock's been popping. Honestly, the server's been popping off, but Skyblock does not make up the entire server. The PvP game modes like Sky Wars, Bed Wars, Blitz built Hypixel into what it is today, and those are the game modes that are struggling so badly that soon all these modes will become unplayable. No one is going to want to play on these modes if they can't have a good time, and the worst part about it is that all the things that are ruining the game can all be fixed. I'm gonna go in depth into the problems that we're facing on the server, what I think the best suggestions for the fixing of it is, and my opinion on the situation. So if you want to hear about that, make sure to watch the whole thing. I'm going to be discussing Blitz survival games, which is the game that I have the most knowledge on. It's the game I put the most of my time into, but believe me, these issues are not just in Blitz. I just don't have the time to go over all of the issues on the server right now. We're gonna try and rattle these off kind of quickly, because Blitz survival games is pretty messed up. There are 2 maps in the game that are literally unplayable, as in they literally cannot be played. If you get onto a game of City or Pixelville, the lobby will crash and everyone gets kicked to the pregame lobby. So you sit in the queue to play a game, but you don't even get to go into the game, but you've still wasted your time trying to play. If you do manage to get into one of the maps that isn't busted, there's an in-game glitched out Blitz star status that glitches all players into the floor and either kills them by suffocating them, or they get kicked to the lobby because they were kicked for flying. This actually is such a big deal because the majority of players don't care that it's cheap or unfair. As long as they can get a free win by using status, they'll take that dub. And honestly, I can respect the play because they're trying to get a W, and it's don't hate the player, hate the game, you know what I mean? One of the worst things is that cheaters are so rampant, and they really never ever get banned. Trying to report somebody to Watchdog is a freaking joke. Going onto the forums, showing someone an actual video of a person cheating is also a joke. Cheaters can cheat in Blitz for months on end with extremely high settings, and they'll never face any repercussions. If that's not bad enough, several maps have errors and have had errors in them for months. I mean, we got multiple death matches that are supposed to have loot in the middle of them in the chests, but I'm pretty sure Bastion and Darkstone, they still don't got anything in those chests. One of the Blitz stars I have, called Time Warp, has never worked properly for me. I bought that joint thinking it was going to be hot fire, and every single time I use it, it does nothing that it says it's supposed to do. So that's kind of where we are right now. There's no more fun to be had in the game mode right now. It's not really worth playing. The reason why I'm bringing all this stuff up is because as players of the server, nobody should accept this. Nobody should take a product like this and say, oh, well, at least it's fun half the time or something like that. If you are a member of the server, especially someone who's bought a rank, you are essentially playing a paid game. MVP is not free. MVP++ is not free. Buying a booster is not free. You are paying somebody, a company, for a product, and the product that they are delivering to you is broken. It feels like you're giving Hypixel your money, and they're like, yo, thanks for the check, boys. And then they just send you into a Pixelville lobby waiting for you to crash. I am talking about Blitz survival games, which is a smaller game mode. it is a smaller game mode, and I get that. These issues do all exist in the other game modes, like Ranked Sky Wars and UHC and Mega Walls. Blitz still does bring in money to the server. I mean, you can do the calculations yourself. Just look at how many boosters are active at the time. You can look at how many players have MVP++, because a lot actually have MVP++. It's a harder word to say than I thought, MVP++. Damn. Check the booster list. Add up how many boosters are being queued, multiply that by how much it costs to buy a booster, create an average for how many boosters are being used in a month or a week or a day, multiply that by whatever your calculation is. You are going to be shocked, because it's thousands upon thousands of dollars being spent on these boosters. And yeah, I mean, no one's being forced to buy the boosters, but they are still being screwed over because the game mode isn't working properly. I think it's really obvious why things like the maps and the lobbies crashing and the in-game glitched Blitzstar are a problem. And before I even get off the glitched Blitzstar, yeah, there have been glitches in the past. There was the slime glitch before. There have been block placement glitches, ones with the cakes from Baker. There was a glitch Blitzstar that you could use in Deathmatch. Iron Man used to be able to be activated in Deathmatch. I used to think that was going to go down as the worst glitch in the game, but no, this status one's actually horrible because it doesn't just screw over one player, it actually destroys the entire lobby. But anyway, those issues are all like super easy to understand. Some people do argue with me though on the whole cheater thing and say, well, cheating is not that rampant, it's not that bad. Who really cares? You get into a game with a cheater and they kill you, just move on to the next one. So here is why cheaters ruin the game so much. I'm going to get into this because I've never really talked about it, but I think it'll make more sense to you guys why it's such an issue. Cheating is so easy on the server, and the anti-cheat really can't detect even the most common hacks. Like I've told you guys earlier, people can b-hop for sometimes multiple days and not get caught. And there are people who have MVP++ who have been playing for years who actually have b-hop and they don't get caught. And putting a report on the forums with footage of this won't get you anywhere. I'll get into that in a minute because there's an issue with the forum reports as well. When cheating is so likely to happen and you know that it happens at such a common rate, whenever you get into a fight with somebody who beats you, now every time you lose, you have to question yourself, oh, was this person cheating? But you never think to yourself, I know for sure, for a fact, that I got beaten fair and square and I'm playing in a competitive, fair environment. Also, since there are good players who don't cheat, when they do well, since cheating is so common, people just assume that the players who are good are also cheaters. Why it's really annoying to me though is because Blitz survival games is more than just like one of those hand-eye coordination, click, 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 mash, mash, mash games. There's like a lot of mental kind of math that goes into it, you know. There's a lot of things that you have to strategize out, like which kits people are using. If someone has a diamond helmet, it could be Speleologist or Archer or Meat Master, and depending on that, you can tell whether you should take that fight, whether you need that piece of gear, what armor bars an opponent has just by seeing the kits. You can do the same thing with how many players are left and when the Blitzstar is going to drop, what position you need to be in. All these things make the game a lot more enjoyable because I'm not the best at PvP, I'm decent, but all the skills of just being smart when playing the game and knowing how to play it makes it easier for me to win. All of the stuff I just mentioned is useless in the current environment because the game has gone from being this kind of strategic game, devolving into opening up a match, seeing who is in the game, and from the list of players trying to recognize how many of them are cheaters and how bad their cheats are. So now you gotta dedicate most of your efforts and time for a potential chance at killing a cheater, maybe with a Blitzstar or a knockoff kill or something else. That's not fun, dude. That is not fun. There's nothing fun about going into a game, opening the tab list, saying, oh look, there's 3 or 4 cheaters in here. Maybe I can get the Blitzstar, maybe I can use Apocalypse, maybe I'll go Archer 10 or Toxie. That's like a crutch, dude. That's not playing the game the way it's meant to be played. And I have mentioned that the game is not as popular. However, Ranked Sky Wars, Bed Wars, UHC, all those games are much more popular, and they have the exact same issues. So it's not a popularity thing. They just don't have the answers, or they physically can't fix it, or they just don't care. So how do we get to the solution to solve this, right? How do you solve these problems? I want to be clear here that I'm not just like taking a giant dump on Hypixel and that I think the server is totally trash and all that stuff. The reason why I'm disappointed in the way it's gotten is because I know the server isn't trash. I know it's an amazing server. I know the games are incredibly fun. I know the games are incredibly unique and different. Hypixel, for the most part, does a really good job keeping things fresh, keeping things clean, adding in new updates, changing some tweaks here and there. I mean, they even change quality of life updates for games that really may not even seem like games you remember. Like Vampires gets updates. Blitz has gotten an update before. Sky Clash used to get updates. Rest in peace, Sky Clash. The issue of game glitches and bugs really shouldn't be that much of a problem It shouldn't take over 9 months for a simple glitch to be hot patched or fixed into the game. In my opinion, I think each game mode should have a way to monitor a progression of glitches or errors. The forums don't really have any feedback for this. That's another issue, but right now the feedback on the Hypixel forums is nearly like 100% automated by robot-like responses. You're not actually talking to a real person, you're talking to some AI or someone who's copy-pasted one of their Hypixel scripts and responded to you. They need to get some real people in there who can actually respond to you, give real customer service, give real feedback, who actually know what they're talking about and are more knowledgeable in the situation, instead of just hitting you with that copy pasta. Obviously, they also need to get a real anti-cheat, one that has fail-safes in places to actually ban cheaters. Right now, that's not happening. It doesn't work. When B-hoppers can hop on the server for hours or days, that means that there isn't even somebody doing a live check in a response to a report, because it is not like you have to be a genius to see someone b-hopping and think to yourself, damn, is this guy just like the next Stimpy? Is this guy really good? Oh, he must be practicing on Kohi. No, it's a b-hop, dude. You could look at it for 2 seconds and say, yep, that guy is cheating, let's ban his ass. I know it's not easy to do, but I hope they stay true to their promise and they actually deliver an anti-cheat that works and does what it says it's going to do. So until that happens, all of these compounded issues are making the game really hard to play. Lastly, I'm really curious what you guys, the players, think of the server right now. Are you guys having fun playing the game? Are you guys running into the same issues I'm running into? Does it bother you that there are glitches and game breaking issues and cheaters all over the place? Is it possible to still really enjoy the server even with all of these issues still going on? Anyways, that's pretty much it for now. I am going to come out with some more videos that are like not rants and rambling and complaining. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, just talking about it, my thoughts on it, and I will see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace out.